I also the thing about quote unquote the slumlord, I actually don't think people become slumlords overnight. I just think that it's just through bad systems that they just become tired of doing it, and they end up just saying, like, I'll tell you, this is how it worked for us. Is that we originally had like 400 units, uh, a big portion of them as park owned homes, and we could see the top line revenue being very high because of the park owned homes. We're not like selling the mobile homes. We're not reducing our revenue by getting rid of the mobile homes and getting lot rents. We were like, why would we lower our revenue when we could just hold on to them?
Yeah.
But what I had found is that once you measure that stuff over time, you start to realize that owning the mobile homes actually drives down your overall net operating income. So, but what would happen is we were putting like, say, the same thing we're doing now, spending about $15,000 in a renovation, holding on to them, not selling them,
Yeah.
and then the tenant would turn over, and then you would find yourself spending $5,000 to $7,000 on the renovations. And I'm like, I don't want to spend anything on this right
Yeah.
now. And you're like, how
Exactly.
about we just get somebody in there as is? It's like, we never did that, but that's
Yeah.
how my mentality was like starting to become. And I was like, this is how you become a slumlord.
That's exactly.
And this is what we have to do. We have to screen better,
Yep.
which I think we were screening. It's just that the type of, with the renter and the ownership, there's a different type of mentality for the resident. We have to, the idea is screen better or screen the same, but also have the tenant become an owner. Is
Sure.
that's how it became for us, and that's how it became where our park started getting nicer through doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you provide ownership, right, and then they see that as, hey, this is not just a rental for me. This is like my home. This is my ownership, and my neighbor. I want my neighbors to be better. And eventually, they start cutting their grass, and everybody starts cutting their own grass, and all of a sudden, you've got a nice, beautiful neighborhood. You see it in areas where that doesn't happen, and they don't take that ownership, to heart, and all of a sudden things kind of fall apart, and they don't care anymore. And yeah, like I said, every time if you're a landlord, let's say you're a single family rental landlord, right? Because I've got a couple single families that I could easily fall into this trap as well too, where you have to do an eviction or somebody moves out and it's a yearly thing, and every single year you're spending 4 or 5 grand to rehab or to fix up that apartment, and you only cash flowed 3 grand for the year, right? Um, you're wiping out your profits every time you change somebody over, right? So the goal is to screen better, get a
Yeah.
longer term tenant, get someone who's going to be in there for 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, and also provide them some type of way to to understand that hey, this is yours, right? You can stay here for a long time, right? And take some ownership in it, or like I said, the ownership or lease to own is a beautiful way to go about it.